As government, as we were mentioning this morning, we always look forward to objective assessment, objective contributions, and indeed objective criticisms. It would be excellent, and I've never found, for example, the Institute of Accountants, frankly, provide objective assessments of the budget. We get individual accounting firms or partners in accounting firms making comments. And generally, the contributions from the Fiji Institute of Accountants has been very narrow focused. We don't necessarily find, or at least probably only once or twice they've done it, about overall, social issues, whether it's to do with domestic violence, whether it's to do with areas pertaining to, other areas as opposed to simply a narrow tax focus, about economic growth, about diversification of the economy. What are your ideas? I mean, Jenny now, of course, is the chair of Investment Fiji, and today in her presentation, you could see she had a very holistic approach to it. You could also do that, those of you who are still in the profession. You don't have to become the chair of Investment Fiji to do that. Nor should you have to be no longer practicing to be able to make those contributions. As we've said previously, it would be great if accountants, as an institute or even as individuals, could say, look, policies 1 to 10, we think 1 to 5 is fantastic, 3 and 4, 7 and 8 are terrible. And by the way, this is how you can actually fix it. And 6 and 10 we can actually live with, and why we can live with it. We actually want that level of criticism. We want that level of objective assessment. And if you look at your colleagues across the ocean in places like Australia and New Zealand, you have them commenting, making those kind of comments. Unfortunately in Fiji, and I have to be blunt about this, people's sense of how they can contribute, when they can contribute, and who should they criticize depends on personal relationships or things like ethnicity or who they know or who their clients, as opposed to making objective assessments as a professional. Same thing we say about lawyers in this country. We'd love to hear objective assessment on your area of specialization, on your ability to make that assessment, as opposed to perhaps political proclivities or ethnic proclivities or old school boy or old school girl proclivities. Because that then gives you a particular level of credibility, and indeed, I would say, gives you and enhances your integrity.